But before we get into it, I want to talk about New York. I want to talk about New York because somebody has sent me an article that basically was highlighting and detailing how the New York City mayor and their legislative branches are basically advocating for and they're placing people inside of hotel rooms, high-end hotel rooms often at times, that are migrants, people that are coming into this country undocumented but is seeking asylum. That is the word on the street. And so I did a little bit of research because I wanted to understand what was going on. All right. And so as a result, what's actually happening now is even worse. It's even worse. It's much worse than you thought it was. Okay. They're asking people, shout out to my New Yorkers, it's your turn. They're asking people to take them in their homes now. Can I make this up?
As the city shelter system buckles over the influx of migrants, officials coming up with new ideas on where to house asylum seekers. One new idea, the mayor suggested the city could pay people to house migrants in their apartments. Fox 5's Regan Meggi is live in Midtown with more on this creative solution. Good morning, Regan.
Good morning there, Dan. Yes, a creative solution, also a hypothetical right now, because if New Yorkers are willing to house asylum seekers, they could earn up to $125 a night. That would be money paid for by the city. This as thousands of migrants continue arriving here in the city every week.
The one thing that I'm trying to understand before we deep dive into this, where are they getting all of this money from? I'm genuinely curious because I was perplexed when y'all first brought this to me and y'all was saying that New York City is using hotel rooms the same way that they did during the pandemic in order to house people. Now, I know places like New York and California, they operate at a deficit, multi-billion-dollar yearly deficit, meaning that they bring in less money than they actually spend. And I'm trying to understand, where are they getting all of this money from? Because you got to understand that it's thousands of people, allegedly, according to what's being reported, thousands of people are landing in these asylum cities. Chicago, they're having the same problems. There's no point in bringing up a separate news article with Chicago, New York, all over the country. These liberal cities can't find money to be able to produce, fix roads, make sure that infrastructure is taken care of, that people are having the tools that they need in order to be able to pull themselves up and by their bootstraps or whatever you want to call it. No city lights, no nothing, right? But now they're willing to pay people, and then they're incentivizing trying to get these people to work. They're going out of their way to find these migrants a job. They're willing to pay people in order to make sure that these people are taken care of. They even incentivizing you by willing to pay you in order to take them inside of their homes.
The closer we bring the asylum seekers and the migrants to everyday New Yorkers, the easier it will be for them to transition into society.
I don't understand. I am genuinely curious. What is the incentive?
Each week, thousands of single adults and families arrive here on buses from border states, and finding housing for everyone has become increasingly difficult. So Mayor Eric Adams is floating an idea, asking private homeowners to share their space. Those willing will be paid by the city.
It's cheaper and it's a good investment for us to go to a family and assist them instead of placing people in large congregate settings or in these emergency hotels.
Is it anybody from New York? We got thousands of people. We got a lot of people in here. Make sure y'all hit a like for the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to it. The likes is incredibly too low. We got a lot of people in here. We got over 1,100 people in here, almost 1,200 people in here watching this right now. I know it's got to be somewhere. Somebody is in New York, from New York, watching this right now. What the hell is happening in y'all city? What the hell is happening over in New York, bro? Why do y'all have Big Dog over here as the mayor? Why is all of these black people standing behind him supporting this nonsense? Honestly, what's happening in New York? Talk to your boy. Because I'm just curious. I have no clue of what the hell is happening out here in y'all city. Honest to God. I had planned on having a little shopping trip over to New York very, very soon, possibly maybe even this weekend. Prior to me having to go over into Miami, I got to fly down to Miami in order to get my little tooth problem taken care of. I'm just curious because the first thing when I started seeing stuff like this and seeing this article, I said, bro, I am not going to New York. It is no reason for me to fly over to New York and give them my money. Why? So they can take y'all tax dollars and what it is that I pay on the sales tax and all of this other type of stuff. And why would I stay in a hotel, literally in a hotel across from somebody who's staying in a hotel for free, a migrant, and tearing it up? Why would I stay in a hotel and be across the hall from somebody that I have no clue where they come from, what their background is, where they trying to escape from? I don't know nothing about these people. And they're paying and incentivizing in order to get these people over to work. And y'all out here looking dusty. Reading Super Chat shortly. I see you are.
Hotels.
Technically, short-term rentals of 30 days or less are illegal in New York City. So if this is going to be something less than 30 days, they would have to change the existing law.
New York City civil rights attorney Ken Belkin says the mayor could issue an executive order to temporarily change laws, which could open up his honor to litigation. And he's already created controversy for previous plans to house migrants, such as housing men in tents on the Orchard Beach parking lot, then Randall's Island, both scrapped amid flooding concerns. Placing migrants in school gyms fell flat with parents and students. And just yesterday, in an exclusive report on Good Day New York, Fox 5 reporter Morgan Mackay explained a new effort. Starting next month, nearly 1,000 migrants will be housed in 50 churches and houses of worship. These faith-based shelters will be open from 7 at night to 7 in the morning. The migrants will then be moved.
And let me tell you why the faith-based shelters are going to be housing these migrants. Because it's money associated with it. And they're going to get paid per head that they then house per day. And I'm just trying to figure out whose tax money and where this money is coming from in order to pay per day for these people to be housed there. The churches, it's a money grab. It's to shore up the budget in order to make sure that the pastor is taken care of and that the saints is well funded. Building fund. They gonna take them in. And they gonna do the thing that's not in the best interest of y'all city or y'all country because it's a money grab, 100%.
Move to daytime centers, which will also be faith-based operated, but paid for by the city. Another option to shelter migrants, the old postal warehouse at JFK Airport. The FAA just gave its approval, saying the space has adequate security and safety plans in place for housing.
Let me show y'all something else really quickly. I want to show y'all something else really quickly before we move on. Before we move on, I want to show y'all something really quickly. This is what y'all got to put up with.
Shocking new details of the scene inside New York's largest hotel that's housing illegal migrants. Our next guest is shedding light on his time at the Row NYC Hotel, reporting a 10-year-old being drunk in her hotel room without her parents on site. He's also sharing images of trashed rooms, violence in the street, and a slew of staff incident reports. Here with details, Carlos Arellano. Carlos, it's really great to have you on. Appreciate this insight.
Even Carlos Arellano is not willing to put up with this shit. We got black people that's standing tall on this, but Carlos Arellano is not even interested in it.
Tell us what you I know you no longer work there, but you and your former colleagues were experiencing at this hotel.
Just a lot of people who are they don't appreciate what they have, and they come here with the mindset of the way they live back at their home country, and they think there's no rules or no laws to be followed here.
Did,
And
did you ever
it was
feel
a very
did you ever feel endangered while you were working there, that things were getting just so out of hand?
every day, and former coworkers as well. Uh, a lot of former coworkers have reached out and are happy that I did the interview, and they're saying this place deserves to be shut down. That they fear for their life every day, as well as I did.
So this hotel used to be a tourist hotel. It's now housing illegal migrants. Has there ever been a time that you or your colleagues recall that this hotel was used to house American homeless people?
Not myself, but I did hear. Well, we would hear about plenty hotels that used to house homeless people and kick them out.
Yeah. So tell us about this child that you found. Is that the 10-year-old who was found intoxicated? Is this a regular thing that you see children by themselves without their parents in these hotel rooms?
It's an everyday thing. Every day we find about 10 kids alone in their hotel rooms, either drinking or doing drugs. With weapons will be in the room, but we're not allowed to go in there. We're not allowed to.
Let me back this up real quick. She's drunk. Parents are not on site. We don't know where they are. 10 years old. Drunk, weapons. Where are they getting weapons from? Where are they getting weapons from? That's what I'm trying to figure out. How are they in there with weapons? That don't even make sense. There was a stop and frisk before they came into the country? I don't know what the hell is happening to this country. We have no solidarity. We have no standards. We got no borders. All of our cities is fucked up. The mayors is super liberal. You ain't got no police no more. Dog.
Weapons will be in the room, but we're not allowed to go in there. We're not allowed to take anything from them. And it's basically a free for all in this hotel.
Yeah. Do you know if the children, if the parents are indeed the parents of these children, or is there any indication about that, or do you feel like you're not sure about that?
No, we find fake passports, fake social security cards, all kinds of fake documents in this hotel every day.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
Fake passports, fake social security cards. They just a free for all. They could do whatever they want, whenever they want to do it, and that's just the end of the conversation. You don't even know who you got in there. And y'all got y'all mayor over there in New York just giving it all away and just letting it rock out. Here's what my question is. Because Jamal is saying this is fake news. Okay, cool. Let's assume that it's fake news. Here's my question for you. How y'all feel about reparations now? How y'all feel about reparations? How y'all feel about the fact that they keep stringing y'all along, acting like they gonna give y'all something and they ain't gonna give y'all nothing? How do y'all feel about the idea that they're stringing you along and they're not going to give you anything? And they giving them everything. This is the segment of the show where I feel much, much, much more comfortable trolling you after showing you what it is that they can do and what they can get away with. Shout out to all of the foundational Black Americans. Ain't that what y'all call yourselves? Foundational Black Americans or American descendants of slaves. Over there in all of these liberal cities begging for reparations and they giving it out. They reparating people that ain't never even seen the United States. They finding them jobs. They giving them churches. They giving them solidarity. They giving them free hotel rooms. You heard it out of Eric Adams. Ain't that his name? Eric Adams. You heard it from the horse's mouth. He said, listen, not only do I want to give him all of this opportunity, free things, get him to work, all of this other type of stuff. He said, we also want you to put him in your home and we'll even pay you. They willing to pay you to give them asylum and a nice place to stay inside of your home. They willing to pay you to give them a nice place to stay inside of your home. How do you feel about that? Does it bother you? Does it make you feel good? Are you upset about it? Are you going to go and demand reparations from Joe Biden and whoever your local legislative branch is? Are you going to vote harder in order to get more liberals in order to make sure that you get your student loans forgiven? You ain't getting shit. You ain't getting nothing. Ain't getting nothing, and y'all are the whole fools. Not just a little bit of the fool, the whole fool.